And welcome back to Racing Rubbish. As you can see, the motor is good. All the orange bits are added in, the gas tank and fuses and the external motor stuff. When I got it, it had a head, one head, and pistons on the other side. I pulled one piston and it was dead. So I said, well, let's just pull it all out, pull the crank, and the crank was at 5%. So I pulled it out as well. The block looked pretty decent. So anyway, I went and I put it all back together. And it took me about 40, 50 trips to the junkyard to find one dang part. And what's sad is I've been finding them and grabbing them and using them and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, when I needed one, I could not find them. Anyway, we'll get to that to a minute. But as you can see, no suspension has been touched, no tires, no rims, no nothing. The exhaust had to be added in, the drive shaft obviously to get to the crank, blah 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 blah. And if you notice these side pipes, these are an addition I made in the editor because this is actually an edited configuration file that I made specifically to make this car handle on the track as best as I possibly could. And I went as wide of a tire as I could possibly get without overdoing it. I got the stance down low. I got the springs stiffened up. And I tweaked the motor just a little bit. I changed the RPM from 7,000 to 6,500. Hopefully it will shift out of third into fourth in the middle of the straightaway or closer to the end rather than barely if at the end. Other than that, I don't think I changed much other than the placement of all this stuff. Originally the battery was up here next to the fuse box, and the fuse box was sticking out next to the inner fender, so I pushed it underneath the fender out of the way so you can't see it. Pulled the battery from over there up to here, pulled the water over to this side where it belongs, windshield washer. This is where the battery should normally be in a Camaro, I believe. One side or the other, not on a fucking firewall where it don't belong. So anyway, minor little changes like that. I don't think I adjusted anything else, didn't change seats or any of that stuff. I did raise the gas tank a little bit. You can almost get to it from the trunk, but it was irrelevant. I just wanted to raise it up a little bit so that it wasn't interfering. But other than that, I didn't do... Oh, and I widened the track a little bit to get the edge of the tire as wide as I could to the fender well. Plus, it'll help the track, for cornering and stuff. So, anyway, this is where the third car is at. As you can see, these look brand new. They are. I had different pipes on there in the first edit, and when I found the car, one of them was on there, one of them was missing. Didn't really matter. You can't buy them in the shop, and you can't find them in the junkyard, which means they do not exist. And the same goes for these Viper ones. There's no Viper in the game, and therefore there is no side pipes in the game, so you cannot buy these three parts. So the only way to get them is from the junkyard. On the car. Not in the piles, not in the parts, none of that stuff. Okay? You can actually get to it from here. But everything else is pretty good. There is no brand new parts on the car. And she does have both of her license plates, but they're right here. They don't serve any purpose other than to look like little mud flaps, but minor addition for nothing. And seems I do have the paint booth open. All these rusty parts that I found, I painted them yellow to put on the car. I have not washed it, I have not welded it, I have not done anything to it. And as you can see, the power steering reservoir. This is the one piece I have been searching and searching and searching and searching for. It's not welded, interior is not washed, it is none of that. But this, I suppose we can show you this part too. 464 horsepower. Compared to 306. So that's a huge gain. And yes, when I first did the edit, I went to my original profile with millions of dollars. Made it so I could buy this car in the salon. Went to the salon, bought the car. It was actually sitting on the showroom floor. So yeah, I didn't even have to go to the configure. I just bought the car. And of course, you pay a commission, which means you spend more than it's worth. But whatever, I wanted the car so I could take it to the track, so I could test it out to see how it handles and drives. It's sick. It is super sick. I actually coming around the final two corners, and well, I didn't make it. Yeah, that's what happened there. I biffed it. I was looking to see if I could find like an exhaust pipe or something that would fit along here to put the split bumper on it. And using exhaust parts to make roll cages and things like that, it's possible, but it's a pain in the butt because down pipes, they go in pairs. So I could put it on there, but then there'd be an extra one hanging around somewhere that's either missing off the car or whatever. And even then, they don't make like a 90, they have like an S. And that's just not going to work. But it is possible someday. So, anyway. Now, most of the time when you put a power steering pump in a car, on a Chevy, the power steering pump is always on this side, 100% of the time. Because this is where the steering arm comes down to a Saginaw. Alternator can be up here, over there, whatever. But this power steering should always be on this side. Not on this side. It just irks me. And the other thing is, there's no separate power steering bottle on any Chevy car. Any. Maybe in a modern one, which I don't care. 84 or newer, whatever. So in the editor, I put mine in here. Because the fluid is actually in the damn pump with two hoses going to the Saginaw. Not up here, over there, where it, no. No, no, and no. Just no. This is where it goes, this is where it belongs. Kind of. It belongs on the other side of the motor. Clearly, I don't like that CMS developers are not car people. They're idiots. They don't really understand true car concept stuff. Yeah, anyway, regardless. So now it's time to see how well this car performs at the track. And now that my part is in there, I will see you. Where is it? Red? And yeah, I have another project car sitting outside. Can't, what? Here we go with this chase down the problem stuff again. What is on my car that's not good? Hood, taillight, headlight. The block I know is better than nothing. Has a starter. That's the bottom end. What kind of grief are you giving me now? Everything on the car should be good to go. There should be nothing missing, nothing below 15. That's clearly above. That's 15. That I don't know. That's 15. That's above. These are clearly brand newish. Starter's 15. All of this has been changed. I'm pretty sure. $17. Oh, damn it. 15, 16, question mark. 13. Really? You gonna hold me up over one damn fuse? Maybe 3. That one's good. That one's good. And that one's good. So 1 fuse? Really? Tell me I have one. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta go find a damn fuse. Alright, I'm back with my fuse. If that's literally what stops me from being able to drive this car on the racetrack, I'm gonna be mad. Oh, and it is red. The rest of the body's all in yellow. Whatever. Not what I needed. This one. Alright, let's go race. Alright. I did turn the volume down a little bit. Hopefully you can hear me better. Not so much the car. Let's go. I wouldn't be surprised to be under 2 minutes on the first lap. She is super good. Can't even get my mouse out of it. Give me some brakes. Holy shit, 105 at the bridge. That's just the first lap. Yeah, totally spoiled. oh. Yep, that happened. Still 144 on the first opening lap. Dead start. Right. Definitely tell there's some stiff suspension under this body roll. It really wants to turn when it feels like it, but it doesn't want to stop. It just does not want to stop. And it does get into fourth gear, so that gear change takes still 147 with a couple of nasty crashes. Yeah, this thing is definitely cool. Fourth gear at the beginning of this thing. Now that's more fun. At the mid. Oh, you are flying. $139.8. Wow. 833. Yeah, that's it's a nice new time. Oh, which is the better side? But there she is. Alright, see you back at the track. Wow, that went pretty wild. Have to admit, just changing the RPM ratio made a huge difference. Having these specific tires on, though, made all the difference. as we found out in the last episode, just a pair of these on the back with normals on the front. The back end was so stuck to the ground it would not turn. Putting these on the front and junk on the back made for an uncontrollable drift car that would not stay put. Yeah, we're going to need some brakes on this thing. That's all there is to it. Yeah, those look pretty rough. Yep. I don't know if I want to just swap. Oh God, I'd be lucky if that's red. That is completely red. There's no ands, ifs, and buts about that. Pad don't look too bad. Caliper looks okay, but the road, yeah, that's got to go. And these, I don't know how much performance they actually added to the car, but it's probably a little bit. And these are shoes and drums, so can't see the pads in there. Ooh. That bushing looks a little sad. Same with that one. Shock don't look that great. That drum looks okay. Alright. So now we get to do all the, it's been on the track. It's got itself a score. A hell of a low one. It's super fast. It was intended to be a track car, so yeah, it's swap that with number 3. Yeah, you can see, let's see, drop down, just how close them wheel arches are. Go over here, you can see just how close them front wheel arches are. And if you look at that one, those are some pretty big tires and there's still a hell of a gap. So yeah, setting this thing down on the ground compared to that. And see, this is more factory. Suspension hasn't been touched. Fully built motor, blah 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 blah. This one has been 100% gone through and improved with anything and everything I can find to improve it with. Trying to make this the yellow car. Yellow car with a lot of green. Limit the amount of orange. This one, we still got dead tire. We got a nice block. The block is really, really nice. There's still some undiscovered parts in here. And then we go over to this one, which, as you notice, haven't even touched the block. I did pull the crank out of it. So all new pistons and everything, pretty much the best I had. I didn't even swap out the power steering pump. I did swap the alternator, obviously. I didn't even swap the coil. Those are all original to this motor. Yep. Yep. Still can't believe one frickin' fuse stopped me from going to the track, though. But now we know. If it's connected to the motor or drive this system. I don't think exhaust matters, because that one's still undiscovered. But now we know. It runs, it drives, it's fast, it's good. It's racing rubbish. This thing is a beast too for not having as much horsepower. 306. So 58 horsepower. It's a huge difference. Even if I threw 60 horsepower at this one with performance parts and stuff, I don't think it would keep up to this. I just don't. The shocks, the track, the tires. I could put those tires on there. Yeah, give me 55 horsepower and those tires. This one's still gonna beat it. It's got the gearing set up for it. This one be lucky to get out of into fourth gear. This one, yeah, it jumps out of fourth gear or out of third gear pretty quick. This thing is wonderful. So now, do I paint it silver to match the crew? Do I leave it yellow? Do I even bother to wash it and weld it and all that fun stuff? Do I put the best new parts I can on it? No. No. She just has a badass look to it, so we're going to leave it like that. And let's go take a look at the next project car. The Dirty Bird. See the back window. I've been putting a few parts on it here and there. I'm going to find a headlight. And there's no motor. The block was shot. It was browner than you can imagine. So this one will be car number 4. Yep, buddy. Just so you know, I did the screwing and the mount unmount thing. Because it's going to be a while to get 5. That would put me at level 13. So I figured, yeah, we got a long ways to go to get there. So we won't worry about that. And again, oh, we did get the paint boozed and the second option. Eventually I will get the third option so I can do more fun stuff. Salvaging I will not do. Dyno at some point when I'm plenty far enough ahead. Test path I might do so we can test how much difference wheel alignment makes. Just because. But as you can see, I have not done the parts restore stuff. Because this means 100% parts. And I'm not looking for 100% parts. Plus, I would also have to go up this row in order to be able to repair a lot of that stuff. Which would be fine. But I wouldn't mind walking faster too, because cruising around that junkyard, it would speed things up a little bit. But at level 10, I gotta go to the barn. As you can see, at level 10, it goes to the barn, and then we get to find a junkyard car from there. So I have almost 2 levels. I got 167 experience. So by the time I'm done building this motor, putting it in the car, it should be level 9. And hopefully there will be another car sitting here that I've been waiting to find. I want one in this spot. So anyway, this is the next project car. I did test the tires with the with this thing, the tread tester. A 27, a 27, a 37, and a 22. So they're all pretty decent tires. The rims I have no idea. I have not taken them off. But the tires aren't too bad. 22 being the lowest, it'll drive. It'll drive. Once we get it on the track, then we can take them off and swap them. And I'm sure we need brakes and blah 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 blah. So anyway, I'm gonna go see if I can find some parts for it. As you can see, I got a couple of parts here and there. Nothing special. There's nothing the rest of the way through. And all them missing parts. Minimal profit. Has a six pack in it. Good horsepower. Not bad on miles. Should be fun. So anyway, on the next video, this is what you'll see.